I want to introduce these beautiful people, and I want to actually let them introduce themselves. But these are the representatives of Resources for Social Change aspect of autism.
Okay. Woo! Thank you, thank you.
Yay! Our team, one person is missing, Paula Lark, has come in last April or May to do some work with Carpetbag and trying to think about new partnerships and the future. So yesterday we came back and we did some work in the communities,
Hello.
Hi.
So, that's Gillian Gallimard from Charleston, South Carolina. I'm Latonya from Charleston, and we have Amari here from Charleston, South Carolina. Uptown. So we decided that we were going to go to barbershops and salons in the community to get some conversation. Mostly we wanted to know if you could have your story told in a play. It could be a stage play given by Carpetbag Theater. What would that story look like? So that's the kind of questions that we asked the community. We went to a barbershop and he gave us, deep conversation about, the drugs in the community that's tearing up the community, and how he feels about, legalizing drugs so that, that drug impact won't be as so crushing to our youth and to our black communities. He didn't want to be on film and he didn't want to be recorded, but he gave us a lot of information and he really talked from his heart. And when we left his shop, he had that sensation of, he was even kind of 30 minutes behind schedule for his lunch break, and he was like, well, you guys have really fed our minds. Now, fed my mind, now I really need to go feed my stomach. But as we were leaving, we realized that he did most of the talking. So, it's always, that aspect of just listening to what someone is saying is really gonna help them to grow and help them feed their energy to, do something more in the community. The next shop we went to was a shop, I think it was African braiding shop. And so we talked to the young lady that we ended up talking to was from Liberia. So that was kind of a really good conversation. And I was asking her questions about the contrast of, what's going on in Liberia as far as the community aspect and what's going on here since she moved here 2 years ago. So she really had a deep sensation of feeling like, back home, they didn't have some of the stuff that you might see us having here in America, but they were a community. They were a part of something that they took care of each other, and they were wealthy. They were wealthy in ways that we in America, think is not wealthy. And she felt like coming here, she had to work so hard to, keep a place to stay, just have transportation to get back and forth to work. But back home, she felt like she was rich because she had her own land, they had their own home, and what they didn't have, people down the street had for them, so here, and I asked her about, is there drugs over there and stuff, and she was, saying, you might see somebody smoking something, you don't know what they're smoking, but it's not drugs that affects them like how it affects our young people here. And since she's gotten here, she's seen so much on the news about, young boys being killed and, murdering each other just because, someone's, selling drugs on what's supposed to be their coin. I went and talked to another young lady, and her topic of issue was talking about, young women that, how do we get our young women to have that self-esteem, to not lower themselves to the standards of what other people want them to be, and especially what a man wants them to be. They say, a man might say, oh, you too good for me, or you want for too much, your standards are too high, so then therefore they feel like they need to be with somebody, so they're going to lower their standards. And how we need to get back to, feeling like our elders are our prized possession, and praising them for what they can give us and not downsizing what they have to offer for us. So she really felt like, and when I went in there, she was actually reading the pamphlet about the card about Carpetbag Theater. So she's really interested. So I feel like we got really some connections that people can really draw into Carpetbag Theater to go into community and start something even within that barbershop. We went next door just to get something to eat, and the young lady just came out after we sat there for a while and talked to us, and she had all these ideas in her head to start stuff in her restaurant. As far as open mic, she does stuff for the kids after school. The kids were coming in, we were wondering what all the kids were coming in and just walking back out, and she provides snacks for them when they get off the bus. So we were like, and she felt like they don't have that now. When she was young, she had that. She had some place. She had, 5 different places probably that she could go to and get something that she needed after school. She didn't have to be sitting down idling in front of the TV or playing a game. She could go to Miss Johnson's house or go to, this community center and get some nourishment, not only in their bellies but in their minds. So she's trying to provide that. So, when Paula started talking to her, she really, her eyes just spark, and you can see the compassion in her heart to want to do something. So I think that is one strong connection. Her restaurant is Pauline's Restaurant, and that is a strong connection that Carpetbag Theater can really connect to.
Yeah, I would like just to add something, that we spend only maybe 5 hours, and we met some people that are so meaningful to the work we are trying to do as art for social change. So we met, that restaurant owners. They even have a space on the second floor that right now is not totally remodeled, but will be very soon. And they would love to have something there. And she's bringing actually a real business, a sound business that she has had for years. And just next door to her, there is an old barber who is a craftsman, and he had some wood carving things that he has done for generations. He has kept and he has done, and he has all those Polaroid pictures of all the haircuts he has done. And I'm a visual artist, and I was looking at that, and I was looking at the wood carving, and I was saying, oh, we do patchwork work, sewing. And I know the boys, the guys, they don't really like that, they feel it's feminine to do that. And I said, well, let's carve those pictures and make a patchwork of wood, of wood things. That would be extremely easy to organize in that specific space to do. But we also met, maybe it's chance, a student in theater who just graduated from some college in Johnson City. He was at their barber shop, and he told me, yes, I just wrote a play about alcoholism, and it was played in Johnson City, and I need a theater to play it in Knoxville. So that was a good connection again. I mean, I'm sure he will connect you. Is it by chance, by luck, or I don't know, but it's totally amazing.